think toys is not their thing until they're much older. Maybe that one for Sky. Like maybe 1 or 2 toys are okay, but they're just like those they're not playing with.
Look, they're gonna use these blocks.
Snappers.
See, bad idea.
I know.
Well, we gotta move those things on the shelf anyway.
Yeah. Probably now. More so than.
Daddy.
No climbing up there.
No, I need to change.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, that's not gonna be good. Thanks for showing us, Cooper.
These are
You're gonna stack it and climb up there and everywhere.
Well, they already know how to climb
Yeah.
up there. What are they
But I mean, now
there?
it's easier. Oh, I catch them up there.
Mama, get something.
We got the camera in here so we make sure they're not doing anything crazy. But we're trying this out and see how it goes. Hopefully it's not too crazy. See, so far, I mean, it's new. They're kind of like cardboard. You know how they play with Amazon cardboard boxes? Same thing. Oh, that's a big diaper. This is the takeover. You know you can't just put this big ass printer out here.
We gotta find a room for it. Somebody clean.
Let it go.
Let it go. We use it.
When's the last time you used it?
A year ago.
A whole year ago.
Yeah, there's some
We're going into 2024 and you want to hold on to a printer.
old school clients like Anaheim wants hard copies. Stupid. But
A year ago.
yeah, I have to print like what 500 sheets of big paper.
It can't be in the hallway.
If not, I mean, like if I would have done it at like Staples, or it'd been like $1,500. They charge like $4 a sheet for the big paper.
Well, now it's in
Alright,
their
you wanna get rid of
hallway.
it, that's fine. Pay monies. Like one printing session is the price of the printer.
When do you foresee that you're going to use this printer again?
About 8 months.
8 months.
Maybe, yeah.
You think by 8 months people will move towards the future?
Some people want to see it and do all that.
And what are you going to do with those internet thing that you do?
Oh.
Spaceship internet. This is not a storing session, Brian. You understand I have to get back to recording soon.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yeah,
He
I'm
just
not sure.
cleared out my whole area.
Yeah, I'll clear this chair for you, but you're enjoying it.
Oh my God. And this is why he moved in here, so he can see himself right in the mirror.
Yeah, motivation. Yeah, no, your session's right there.
I know.
We'll work back to back.
With all the stuff on there?
No, we just gotta clear it. That's it. So you even set up your musical gear and.
It's ridiculous.
You gotta find a spot. Hey, we can demo that wall because I took out the fireplace.
This one?
Not the wall, this wall, but the you see there's like a space there. On the other side you have a sink. On this side you have an empty space.
This one.
Yeah, where the mirror is resting. So if you want to, add another like 24 inches.
There's nothing in there?
Well, I mean, there used to be fire. I don't think there's anything else.
We shall
I mean,
see.
I'm not sure what we do with it. I'd probably put my printers there or what. I don't know. Or if it makes sense, I could actually extend this opening here. But I'd have to kind of redo the flooring. That'd be annoying. Do we have more flooring?
We do?
Huh?
Just a
Yeah,
little
we
bit.
do. I could add. So you see this thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's not that big span. I could open it and just have a small bulge over there. We do need support, but it'd be like 4 inches there. What do you think?
We'll see.
Now I'm trying to take down walls. Yeah, we could open it and then... I mean, it adds room. I'm not sure what we'll do with it, but...
We'll see.
Low priority.
Be trying to look at more cars because something went bad with our deal. Oh wow, he's eager, very eager. Look at him. We're at another dealership because our deal didn't go through. We'll explain it later.
Let's do this one then, Mom.
But basically, we have to go to a different car dealership to get another car. The other one, the only thing that this doesn't have is, well, there's no screen. That's for one. And there is no tow situation. So we don't need to tow stuff around. You like this one? Yes. We're waiting on running Brian's credit. So in the meantime, can you explain real quick what happened?
So what happened was, yesterday we bought the car, all that, went through financing, done
Paid
deal,
for it.
paid for it, and then they went to take it to fill up with gas because it was already washed. Got stuck at the gas station because when they disabled the alarm, so when they disabled the alarm that they installed by the dealership, it disabled the car somehow. And so, all right, fine, it's a little thing, little mishap, get it fixed. They couldn't fix it last night, and then they said, all right, we'll deliver it to you in the morning. Morning comes, they didn't fix it, afternoon goes, not fixed, and they're like, you know what, it's a dud. So in the end, we ended up like voiding the contract, and then all that. So now here,
We're here.
How you doing?
I'm good.
How's everything? My name's Andy.
Scoopster, no more snacks.
You
Look
want
at
me to
him.
repeat?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll repeat. So
Sorry, we're
yesterday-
interrupted.
Mama, I'm going to watch TV.
Okay, go.
So yesterday we, let me sign this off.
Okay, boys, you're free to roam in this area. Okay? Don't get too crazy. Okay, honey. You can share. Share with everyone. We're waiting for our car. Hopefully it goes through.
Sky winning shit.
I know.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. We don't have a Mac truck here. Okay, suckered me into more candy.
Look at the other one. Winner, you gonna get one. So get one.
It's enough. No more, okay? No more. Okay, we're on the last bit of it. Signings.
Can I lick my lollipop?
No, you may not.
John, you can do it in the car. Mess up the new car.
Why? I wanted to mess it up.
When you get there, just come on.
All right, everyone gets a lollipop for celebration.
Yay. Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, put it on me.
Finally got it. We got it, Scooper. It's a good deal. It's a good dealership. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
But how do we open the door?
You can't go inside though, okay? Because, I mean, you just can't go in the driver's seat. Here, right here.
Go ahead. Check it out. Check it out. Do you guys like it?
Hey, you gotta go back here, okay?
Okay, we're all in.
Mom, what's this is, Mom?
There's air conditioner.
Wait for.
So when it's hot.
Air conditioner.
Yeah, air conditioner. We're finally back home. It's about 10 p.m.
Yay.
And today is the day we got our new car. So we got another new car. I think you ended off, we were interrupted by the salespeople because we had to sign papers and such. But
Okay, but I can start over.
yeah, today was about a good hour and a half just to get everything
We got
done.
there 6:30, and then we got the car 8:15. 8:30 was when we drove
8:20,
off.
8:20.
Right? So 2 hours. Kind of expected. We already made the deal at the time, so that's why 2 hours just to wait, settle, wash car, and all that.
Yeah. So somebody asked us how do we deal with like sales, because they feel like all salespeople are kind of like sleazy and like lying to them, which is true, because today he was like, we have another car on the lot, is exactly the same, and I go there and the interior was like gray, and I was like, how is that exactly the same? He's like, well, you know, it's not a big deal, you can just put like a car seat cover over it. And I was like, then what's the point of, you know,
Yeah, it is. So what we've been.
He looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, look, people spend hours and months picking out flooring for their house. How dare you say it's the same? Anyway.
So if it's like a Tesla or like you don't have to deal with that stuff. There's no haggling. That's why they're great. But if you go to a conventional dealership, what we've been doing for all our past cars, even this one that we just bought, you call them up and then you ask for the internet sales manager, but you need to be prepared with the price, and you can do that by going through like TrueCar, online sites, and then I think most important is being aware of like the manufacturer's rebate and such, because which can take you below the invoice price. So be prepared with the price, and then what you can also do is get their best price. Once you have it, you call another dealership and
you
find
negotiate,
out.
go back and forth, and then say, hey, can you honor this price? And they're like, go back and forth, and you got to get everything in writing. I mean, for me,
what they'll try to do is get you in the lot, like, oh, just come in, like, nah, just give me a price. So what we did with this one, we say, hey, we have a price already. We want you at least to match it, and then they'll say yes or no, and that's it.
Yeah, and then you would probably call around maybe 2 or 3 dealerships if you want to go for a really good deal.
Yeah.
And then negotiate, and then call back and be like, hey, I was able to get a lower price. Can you match it? Yada, yada, yada. So you keep going back and forth. Like, sometimes they'll honor it, sometimes they won't, and then that's when you start dropping off the dealership that you've been calling around. And most likely you'll get to a price where you're squeezing them so much that they're like, all right, and then it'll end up with just 1 or 2 dealerships, and then you go from there. Most likely you'll end up with one with the deal that you want. And basically make sure that you do your due diligence, basically, for the pricing and what you want for the car. Colors, especially, because they're always going to say, we have it here, and you get there and it's not there. So you got to make sure, like, they have everything in their inventory, because most likely you don't want to make a drive out there and then waste your time and then not get the car.
So I think that if you're going to the conventional dealership, you got to know the rebates that's out there. That's pretty well advertised. Like ours, we had a $2,000 rebate if you're coming from another car. You just got to show your other registration. And then what's not published is the manufacturer's rebate. So the manufacturer gets like money the dealer gets money from the manufacturer, and so that was another $2,500 off. So as long as you know that, you know what price they can at least go down to, and beyond that, and then knowing the invoice price. So, but anyway,
we canceled the deal today. We voided it.
Yeah. Well, we voided the contract. We had already signed the contract. We paid the funds, but
the car didn't work. Had a security. And then
it sounded minor, so we waited till morning. It's like, all right, just deliver it in the morning. They weren't ready, and then had to find out like what's wrong. If it's a security, because from the manufacturer they don't install it, but the dealers install this security system, and then it caused it to fail. So, and then they couldn't figure it out. So I'm like, you know what? You can't put well, they did find an exact replacement, except for the interior was gray, and Min just didn't want that. So we're like, you know what? Nah, I feel bad for the salesman, kind of, too, because it's not his fault, right? He knew nothing about all that stuff. So we canceled it, and then we called another dealer, went down there to Cerritos, and picked a different car. It was about $300 cheaper. Yeah, $3,300 cheaper.
Because they didn't have the screens.
They didn't have a screen, and it didn't have a tow package.
Yeah, and then and one more thing, you said they didn't have like something about like.
Oh, it's just like the running boards. Like it was some different paint. But the main thing was a tow package, and the second they had the passenger screen, so the passenger has a little screen. But then now I'm like, we didn't really need it. If I had to get a choice,
the passenger screen and the kids have screens too. So those are
the kids have screens,
which we were like fine, because they have their own iPads and
and it's kind of limited to what you can do, and then you have to pay for a subscription if you want internet. So I didn't mind the screens. It was the tow package that I wanted, because you could tow 10,000 pounds.
Yeah, but we can tow 6,000 on this, and I think that's more than enough. I'm not about to tow all this. First of all, we gotta lug kids around, and then he wants to tow like a trailer plus like some bikes.
Yeah. Well, that's down the line anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll probably
So
get
it
a
was
truck
not
for that.
necessary. I think we were just kind of turned off like by the sales guy generally too.
Yeah. Dealing with the internet.
Like he just kept lying, and he kept like making us go around and look for other cars when he didn't have the inventory. He said, "We have plenty of cars here. Just pick one. I know the one that we sold you is not good, but just pick anyone, maybe the Grand." And I was like,
So the main thing is make a deal before you go into the dealership.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna waste time.
Yeah.
You'll have to deal with them.
I think we initially came in to cancel the car and then, see if he had any inventory, which he didn't. And then from there on, we decided to go out to Cerritos because they had one car that was, what we wanted.
Match,
the closest,
And we save money.
Yeah,
Another
all in all, we
$3,000.
saved.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And think about it as like we don't really need it. If I wanted to, I wanted to tow a trailer, like a large trailer, a 25-foot trailer, so it's not huge.
Yeah.
But we're like, we likely will just get use an RV or get another RV.
I feel like in a few years you're gonna try to buy another one anyway. So every year there's always a vehicle. So we're not gonna miss out on the trailers. We're not trying to lug around anything anywhere.
No big deal.
And AT has a trailer. She has one of those ATV cars. We can just always borrow that. I'm not about to try to own one. And this guy thinks he's trying to like prepare for 10 years from now, and then he changes his mind.
Like 3 years. 4
Yeah,
years.
but even 3 or 4 years, you're always gonna try to get something else.
We'll see.
Always.
I think we'll have a.
He's already
RV.
on the waiting list for 2 Tesla trucks, Cybertrucks. 2.
I think we'll at least get one.
So why he need a tow on this one? So I think
the
we made
Tesla's not gonna tow.
I made the best decision.
But it's a good car. I like the car. It's huge, so it makes loading people. That's the biggest thing, and it has cargo in the back.
Yeah.
But given that, I think for most people, Model Y is probably the best deal. But the thing is, the third row only fits children, so that's
I fit.
okay. But you're really short, and it's going to be uncomfortable. But yeah, the Model Y, because comparing to any other car, like the driving, the steering, the acceleration, everything, the Tesla's just a lot better. And even though this car has all these screens and features and all that, it's very congested. Like there's way too many buttons, and then the Tesla has just a screen.
Yeah.
Even though it's touching, some people don't like that. Like the whereas the what is that?
Wagoneer.
Wagoneer has physical buttons which people may like, but really it's like no, it's better to keep it simple because it gets confusing.
There's just so many
Even me,
buttons.
I'm looking like there's so much, you got to get used to it.
He's like, you want to drive it home? I was like, no.
Yeah, there's
Nah.
the annoyance of even like the phone now I got to carry a key around, right? But I mean, it seems kind of small, but having used to it, like that's gonna be annoying. Filling up gas, that gets annoying, So I think you will not like driving because it's basically driving a large truck. It's on a truck chassis, so. Yeah, I don't think you'll like driving it. Even things to go to like Costco and such, the Y is a lot more convenient. Fits through things better.
It has a frunk.
Yeah, and it fits enough. The only issue, and when you go to Costco or any stores, the babies go on the cart anyway, so you have a lot of room.
Yeah.
So the only time we really make use of it is if we're gonna go somewhere decently far, and we have to take two strollers.
Yeah.
So right now we actually can fit a large twin stroller and a large single stroller in the Y, and still have room for 4 kids.
Groceries and.
Well, for 4 kids.
Yeah. Okay, 4 kids and more.
But if you're going groceries, you don't even need the strollers. But so there's actually limited use, like why we need this big car. But we'll see. And it's not that. Even though it's smooth and it's fast, especially for an SUV, it's fast. It's not as fast as the Tesla.
Yeah.
So my guess is, when the kids get older and we don't need strollers, we'd probably buy the X, unless Tesla makes a bigger SUV. But it's just driving the Tesla is a lot better. But
Yeah,
it's
so I mean, we got the deal in before October 1st because that's what the rebate, right?
Yeah, but they have rebates probably like every once in a while. You just have to know what rebates are on there, and then you get big discounts. So manufacturer's rebate, those help a lot, and then other rebates.
And then negotiating on top of that as well.
Yeah.
Brian's not very good negotiator. He feels bad for the people there. If he gave it to me, I'd be like squeezing every tiny
Yeah, because
little
it's
bit.
the convenience. Like, I don't want to keep shopping around. I'm like, it's good enough.
At one point, I had 2 guys from the same company
Same
work against
dealer.
each other. They had no idea. They were working against each other.
Yeah, you're supposed to do it for different dealerships, but you do it for the same dealer.
But
Yeah.
they were like, I want to see this girl who is like grilling us.
Anyway, I think it's good. We need the space when the baby comes in. If we didn't have baby come in, the 3 is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But even though we can fit 4 kids fine, loading the babies in the back when you already have a stroller, car seats, it's annoying. So that's the reason for this. But I think for most people and even us, we'd probably go back to a
Tesla.
smaller SUV,
Yeah.
and it likely would be an X. It's just the X is so much more expensive than the Y. So the Y suits us just fine. It's just
Which one's
smaller.
the X?
We don't have the X. We have the Y. So the X has 3 rows. The Y also has 3 rows, but the Y is so tight. Like even Scooper, he hits the middle row when we scoot it all the way back. So if you're gonna use 3 rows, both back rows should be for kids because they're kind of even knee spacing. It's just those strollers take up so much. If it wasn't for a stroller, 3 rows.
Hey, but strollers are a necessity, okay?
And the car
Period.
seats too. The cars, like if the kids grow up and they don't need, like there's a car to access the back, you gotta fold the middle, and so you can't do that well with the car seat. So if we're at a point where they only have booster seats, then we wouldn't need this at all. But since we have strollers and car seats, then yeah. And also it'd be good for like for me to go construction materials. It fits. It's huge. The back is huge, so I really like that.
Yeah, I mean, the sales guy was trying to convince us to go up to $1,000, and I was like, nah, I just
Wagoneer,
can't do it. I just don't see it. I don't see the luxury in it. I just don't.
No, there's a lot of luxury for sure.
We saw the black car,
Obsidian,
and then it had
all
like
that. Because
it had like orange threads, and I was like,
I mean that's just taste.
Yeah.
But it definitely has like I actually like the Grand, all the luxury. It's just I think for Wagoneer to go into that luxury brand and maybe others, they need to limit all these options. Because the Wagoneer, you have Wagoneer Series 1, 2, 3, and then Grand Wagoneer 1, 2, 3, and then all of them have L's. It's like, and on top of that, the worst part is they have all these different options. Like, do you want this entertainment option, convenience option? Like,
it's just everywhere.
yeah, it's like you guys need to consolidate. If you're doing,
It's like there's no specialty. You go to a restaurant, and it's like you got a million things on the menu, and there's no specialty.
Well,
and if you
I
had
think
just like narrowed down to like 10,
I think if they're gonna be a like a luxury brand, all those cars need to have, and it's not that much more, right? The screens or the software, like the entertainment package. Like, why not just do that? Eliminate all those, like, oh, you get little features, like, because like Tesla too, they have some options, but it's only a little bit, right? But a lot of the cars are core and it's the same, and they'll probably save a lot of money. Instead of me, like, I had to go through and find all the right combinations, and that was annoying. So if I had, like, you know, if it were my choice, I'd make it sure there's an L and a non-L, but just one type of, not one series 1, 2, and 3 for each type. Like, there's so many combinations.
yeah.
So,
I don't ever see.
and then there's colors on top of that, like, you know, exterior and interior colors. Like, man, they're making all these variations where they should like limit it, and it'd be easier.
Yeah. Like, what's your specialty?
Yeah.
And to me, it's like grand and wagons don't really go hand in hand in a sentence.
What do you mean?
Like
Grand Wagoneer?
Like grand is like grand, but
No,
then
I
a
think-
wagon to me it just feels like a wagon.
Oh, no, because historically they had that type of car before. It's an old name.
Oh, is it?
Wagoneer. And then
I would never consider a wagon luxury.
Well, when they
Like an actual
That's a
wagon.
name. So what? How about
Yeah.
Navigator? Lincoln Navigator. Look at that.
Well, then it'd just be a regular
So-
car. I wouldn't
so the
consider
Grand
like.
Wagoneer goes with that. It competes against the Escalade and Escalade and.
It's like saying
Navigator.
this luxury farm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say luxury
expensive.
farm.
Okay.
I would consider it like a, nice harvest looking, homey, comfortable farm, not like a luxurious grand farm with a bunch of poo.
I think they should just. They need to consolidate it.
Yeah.
And the UI, like the user interface of that, like it's so cluttered. Like make it simple.
Anyways, we got our car. We're happy with it. It's a
I'm
beater,
happy with it.
and
It's not a beater.
you're gonna beat it up. I'm
Well, I
pretty
mean,
sure.
Yeah.
To us, it's a beater. To other people, maybe
Not a
they
beater.
take care of it, but to us, for sure, I guarantee. When was the last time
Yeah,
you washed
'cause
your
there's
car? I had to go wash your cars. Me.
Yeah. But like when we load materials on there, it'll get scuffed up.
Yeah, for sure. We're like,
big
do
deal.
we even need you to wash the car? Just give it to us.
Yeah. That guy would have saved some if he didn't wash it and gas it up. Oh yeah, but that was the main annoying thing is how do you install a security system, and then they couldn't figure it out. They had to call the security company. They still couldn't figure it out. I was like, and actually, what I found out talking to the techs and the dealers, most dealerships, so coming from the factory, there isn't one. They install their own, but if you don't want it, it stays there, and to disable it, they only do a software disable.
So it's already on there.
So everything's connected. It's not a unplug. So really,
It could
potentially
be-
someone can disable it from remote
Yeah.
because if it's a software thing in there, like how do you know they programmed it?
Like they're not
Right,
going to go
there's
in
no
there and
back
take it
door.
off.
Yeah,
They're just going to do it like remotely.
And it's not a factory security system. It's like some third party.
yeah.
Like no, good thing. So ours was actually new. It still had the plastic on there, and so they didn't have an opportunity to install it yet.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, they knew it was like, no, I don't want it on there. So they didn't even install it because we wouldn't pay for it. So, but others, when it's already installed, it costs more to remove it. So all they do is do a software disable, and if you wanted it, you pay the $1,500 and they enable it. Well, yeah, that's such a yeah, it's like a risk.
Apparently people steal this a lot. Who knows?
I mean, people could steal cars, but I mean, I don't know. These days, people still. It's so hard to steal a car. It's all electronic. Like you can't just go under the under the steering column and try to short things together. Unless it's a Hyundai, they had.
You know what
issues
they
with that.
say, right? People actually steal from you are the ones that are close to you. Like my brother.
Okay, don't be dumb. So anyway, I think it's a good purchase. We'll find out how it goes. It's engine's good. I mean, it sounds good. As far as it's responsive, it's fast. But it's kind of newish. The transmission is tried and true, but the new Hurricane engine, we'll see how it lasts. I think the Hemi, I would have been fine with like a 6.4 Hemi because it's worked. And it sounds
All right.
nice.
I think we're good with it. We saved some money. We got the car that we wanted, and we didn't really care about the upgrades like that. So I think it's a good decision in general.
Yeah, it's a utility car basically, and it was only so out the door tax, title, license, and all that. It was 2,000.
The other one was 74,
75,000.
Yeah, 75. Yeah.
75.5. So yeah, I think it's a
Worked out in the end.
It wasn't as expensive as we were prepared to pay. But for comparison, a Model X, the one I would have wanted with the third row is 85. That's before tax title license.
That
So
I
it
would have
would've
paid
been-
an extra for luxury.
Yeah, but the Model X we would have paid like, you know, 93, right?
Fine.
But if you only want a 5-seater Model X,
I don't mind.
right now it's so cheap, and then you get this $7,500 federal tax incentive. So it would have been, I think it would have been 70. Uh-oh.
Our camera just died on us, but as Brian was saying, the
Yeah,
Tesla,
right now the Model X Tesla is, if you get the basic version, you get the $7,500 tax credit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Hold on.
I think I would have liked the.
Model X. So I would have jumped on that, but
Yeah. I like
but if
that
we
one.
would have, yeah.
I would have paid extra for that. Yes.
Let's see. So for example, the Model X, it would have been the same price as what we paid for this. It's out the door it would have been 74.
Mm-hmm.
We paid out the door for ours was 72. This would have been 73, 74. But it's I'll show you. But it's a 5-seater though. That's the problem. So going from the 5-seater, which I don't want because I need a third row, to the third row that I want, it'll jump to 93 out the door. So another 20 grand, right?
I would have liked it.
Here.
For.
So 5-seater, before all that is 68. And then, because you get the 7,500 tax incentive. But if you go with the Model Y,
But I was telling him, we can always divide and conquer. I don't understand.
no.
He wants to go together everywhere.
Hold on. Menu vehicles. Let's see where the Y's at right now. I think the Y should fall under the. Yeah, look, the Model Y, 39,000. It's so freaking cheap for 5-seater.
Order now.
Hey, I'm about to
Anyways.
order right now. I need another one.
I would have gladly
Let's see.
paid extra and the price for the X, but Brian wanted to, have a big car
No,
to
but-
lug people around.
Yeah,
as
the
usual.
problem is the X doesn't.
Someday I'll
well.
get it. I'll figure
Here.
it out.
The 7-seater Model Y, which is what we have already, is it 39? Yeah.
Anyways, maybe we'll get it next year, the year after. Who knows? But at least now he got his massive car to lug everyone around.
Where is it?
He's obsessed with lugging things around. And luckily, I don't really care about cars like that. But if you give me the choice, I would have gone with the X.
That now when the kids go, oh, if we got an X, how are you gonna put them in the back? You have to kind of crawl in there. That'd be annoying.
I just said divide and conquer. We
No.
have 2 cars. We
Oh,
have
you mean
3
the
cars.
X? Yeah,
We
no.
have 4 cars.
The X with 3 rows would fit all of them. It's just you'd have to. It's a little bit inconvenient to go back there.
Anyway, there's that. Hopefully next year, the year after, who knows? We'll see. I'm sure
I'm guessing
there's
next
always
year.
another opportunity.
Next year we'll get a Next year we'll get a what do you call it? Another Tesla, likely. It's probably the Cybertruck, and then the following year, if there's a bigger SUV, we get it. Otherwise, it'd probably be an X to replace the Y that we have. Okay, 3 rows, $4,500 for a Model Y. That's a steal. We already have it. I enjoy the car. I think it's great. Again, very limited choices too. The only choice you want is if you want, let's say, autopilot, and that's a software thing. So.
Alright, so
They're
most
doing it
likely
right.
Brian will drive this car.
Yeah,
It's too
and,
big.
yeah, but even if we just
Too
go to the
much.
store and all that, we probably will still drive in the Tesla. So it's okay. Not trying to crap on the car we just bought. I think it's still good. It's just limited use. Alrighty, but it was an experience. I've never had that happen. The finance guy, he said he's never had that happen before. When there are issues, usually the customer has driven it off the lot already.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, I never took delivery, technically, so it was just cancel.
It was a sign. They didn't want us to have the Wagoneer, but he pushed it.
No, they didn't want to have that one. It was a sign for us to save $3,000, and we did. So I think it worked out well. You know, save $3,000, put it into DoorDash. For you.
All right. Good night. It's about 10:30. Let's go to sleep. Wake up tomorrow. We have a long day.
Yeah, we get to use a car for a trip to Knott's Berry Farm and to a birthday party to see pirates.
Toodles. Good night.
Toodaloo.